Okay, get this. What if I told you that every single day you're writing a book? Seriously. Today, we're going to dive into this really powerful idea that connects the life you live with the story you're writing, and it might just change how you see everything. So let's just start with this question. What if your life wasn't just, a bunch of random stuff happening? What if it's actually one big story, a story that you are writing right now with every single choice you make? And this brings us to this idea called life writing. It sounds kind of fancy, but it's actually super simple. The whole idea is that living is writing. Yeah, whether you know it or not, you're basically putting together your life story with every little thing you do. Every day is like a brand new page. So, what does that make us? Well, it makes every single one of us an author. You don't need a publishing deal or some fancy pen name. Right now, in this moment, you are the author of your own autobiography. Which leads to the real question, right? Are you even paying attention to the story you're telling? Okay, but here's where things get a little tricky. Here's the problem. A lot of us, we're authors who never, ever stop to read our own stuff. We're just so busy writing that next sentence, getting through the day, that we totally forget to go back and read the last chapter. And why not we do it? I mean, the excuses probably sound pretty familiar, right? We say things like, oh, I'm way too busy for that. Or, that's for philosophers, not me. Or, it's a luxury I just can't afford right now. We tell ourselves we're just trying to get by and, well, what's the point anyway? We'll get around to it someday. But, way back, over 2,000 years ago, Socrates had a pretty powerful comeback for that. He said, an unexamined life is not worth living. It's a heavy statement for sure, but it really gets at the huge cost of being an author who just never reads their own book. And here's why that's so important. If you don't take the time to read your own story, you're basically just handing the pen over to somebody else. Seriously, your life story ends up being written by other people's ideas, by what society expects, or just by pure random chance. You actually lose your role as the author. Okay, but this is where the whole idea gets even cooler. It deepens. This isn't just about looking back at your past, like you're reading an old diary. No, the act of reading your story, of really reflecting on it, that act has the power to change the story you're about to write next. It actually creates this amazing feedback loop. Think about it. First, you live your life. That's the writing part. Then, looking back at what you've written, what you've done, that forces you to reflect. That's the reading part. And that reflection, it becomes your editor. It helps you shape your next moves. And through this cycle of writing, reading, and editing, the main character of the story, you, actually starts to change and grow. And this is the central paradox, the really wild part of this whole thing. You think you're just writing the book, right? But what's really happening is that the book is also writing you. This process, this reflection, it doesn't just record what happened, it is actively forming the person you are becoming. The author Khalil Gibran said it perfectly. Someone asked him how he wrote his masterpiece, The Prophet, and his reply was just incredible. He said, "Did I write this book? No. This book wrote me." He just got it. He understood that what you create, in turn, creates you. So, the big question is, how do you actually start doing this? I'm sure some of you are thinking, but I'm not a writer. I can't do this. Well, I've got great news. You don't have to be. Not at all. The goal here isn't some literary prize. It's something totally different. Just think about the difference for a second. A famous author, their goal is a masterpiece for the whole world to read, and they use perfect, polished language. But you, as a life writer, your goal is way simpler. It's self-understanding. And your audience? It's just you. Your only tool isn't perfect grammar, it's just honest, simple words. So all that pressure to be good at it, it's completely gone. So let's be super clear. This is not about being a gifted writer. It's about being an engaged author of your own life. It's about honesty over talent. It's really just about paying attention. So what can you even write about? Well, literally anything. Your thoughts, your beliefs, what you did yesterday and why. You could even tackle a massive question like, what does a good life even mean? Or, just write about a feeling you had when you woke up this morning. The subject matter is as big as your own life. So, look, your life is this open book. And today is a blank page. The pen is right there in your hand. So the only real question left is, what are you going to write?